and slave markets. It came with the sound of chains clanging against wood, and with the silence of identity stripped bare. But here's the turning point, the moment of hope. Deuteronomy's curses were not the end of the covenant, because just a few chapters later in Deuteronomy 30, God promises this: when all these things come upon you, and you call them to mind among the nations where I have driven you, and you return to the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring you back from captivity. He will gather you from all the peoples where he scattered you. The same God who warned also promised to restore. So what we're seeing today is not accidental. The return to Hebrew names, the keeping of the Sabbath, the rejection of idolatry, the rediscovery of identity. This is not rebellion. It is prophecy unfolding. It is not a political campaign. It is a spiritual awakening. It is the children of the covenant, remembering the covenant. And in the next part of our journey, we'll uncover one of the greatest treasures of preservation, a version of the Bible untouched by the European empires. A canon of 88 books, guarded in the mountains of Ethiopia, preserved by people who never forgot who they were, because the West edited the scriptures. But in Ethiopia, they kept the originals. Stay with me. The truth gets deeper. Part 7, 88 books, not 66. By now we've uncovered prophecies fulfilled, rituals remembered, and identities rising from the ashes of empire. But what if I told you that entire books of the Bible were hidden, not because they were false, but because they were too true? Not because they contradicted scripture, but because they confirmed it too clearly. And not in Europe, but in Africa, where one of the oldest Christian traditions preserved the books that the West tried to erase. Let me introduce you to the Ethiopian Bible, the Ge'ez canon. Not 66 books, but 88. Long before the Catholic Church decided what was canonical, long before Martin Luther removed books from the Old Testament, long before King James authorized an English version for political unity, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church was already safeguarding texts that told a different story, a deeper story, a story that connects Israel not to Europe, but to Africa. Let's talk about what's inside this canon. The Book of Enoch. A revelation given to Noah's great-grandfather filled with visions of heavenly realms, fallen angels, and prophecy. The Book of Jubilees. A detailed retelling of Genesis and Exodus, rich with ancestral memory and divine calendar. 1 and 2. Maccabean, not to be confused with the Catholic Maccabees accounts of Israelite struggle and resilience, not found in Western Bibles. The Book of Tobit, Wisdom of Solomon, Sirach, Baruch, and more books that once appeared in early Christian Bibles, then slowly disappeared in